Yeah, so another very important tier list must be done today. The tier list of all of the cutscenes in the game. Every single one, whether it be this useless little ones or boss cutscenes, ending cutscenes. We're going to do them all. I, for one, do not really care much about cutscenes in these games, all the Souls games. Don't really care about them. They're all very slow motion, very, like, poorly animated. The facial animations don't really do much for me as well. Yeah, there's not much action in them. They only really serve as, like, a picturesque moment. They have, like, a cool moment to get, like, a cool screenshot, and that's really about it. They don't really need to even be cutscenes. They could just literally just be, like, moving pictures, I guess. Some of them are actually pretty cool. They actually have some decent action and some, like, cool, like, voice acting as well. But a lot of the cutscenes, they just, like, speak very soft, very slow motion. Don't really care for it. But starting off with the opening cutscene, which is barely even a cutscene. It's more like a picture book, storytelling type of thingy. A storybook thingy. Which I guess isn't too bad. I would have much rather have, like, a cool CGI cutscene like we did in the other games. But, like, the voice acting was kind of cool in this. Give it a B tier. The opening cutscene or after the opening cutscene where you have this, like, standing up animation. I don't know what the fuck that's even about. Who even cares? Very forgettable. The first interaction with Melina, you don't actually see her face here. You just see the little dog and the horse. Who cares? B tier. The animation where you just literally, like, wake up and look at a door. That's pretty trash. D tier. Don't care about that one at all. Melina. Your first interaction with Melina. I mean, it was kind of cool. I wish I had, like, more cutscenes where actually had, like, important parts of dialogue being shown. But once again, it was, like, it was kind of useless to an extent. Cool face reveal, though. A tier. Margit's cutscene, nothing really happens. He just, like, stands there and talks. He does, like, a cool, like, superhero landing as well, which I guess is kind of badass. So I might give that one an A tier also. Godric. Actually, I put that one in the B tier. Because Godric's is pronounced the exact same thing, but he actually has very well-spoken lines of dialogue. Most of the people in this game just speak very softly and quiet, and they're monotonous, whereas Godric actually has, you know, he screams his lines, and he says it with actual passion. I respect that. That's cool. I'm still going to give it an A tier, though, because it's still, like, slow motion. Doesn't really do anything. But the second phase Godric? Now we're talking. Second phase Godric is amazing. He just pulls out, like, a dragon off a head and just, like, attaches it to his body. And you actually see, like, cool, like, attacks. I don't know why more cutscenes don't have, like, these cool-looking attacks or, like, I don't know. Something. It's still, like, not the greatest thing in the world, but I'm still going to put it in the S tier for Elden Ring standards. But obviously, like, compared to, like, any other, like, AAA title game, especially, like, a Sony game like God of War or something like that, the cutscenes are just going to pale in comparison. The Renala first phase, or the entrance, kind of fucking weird. I don't know why there's little children, like, eating at my toes. Pretty odd. Definitely a Miyazaki type of cutscene. C tier. The Renala cutscene, the second phase, once again, it was, like, kind of boring to watch, but, like, it made for a cool screenshot, I guess. B tier. The Radahn one, he was, like, eating somebody. I guess that's kind of based. And it is Radahn, he was, like, roaring and things like that. It was a very, very cool, like, cinematic scene, I guess, as well. Which is, like, what all of them are. But, like, they don't really need to be cutscenes. They could just be, like, fucking pictures, I guess. The cutscene to where, like, the stars, like, start moving again and, like, it blows up a massive hole in Limgrave. But you don't really see the big explosion. You see, like, a big light in the distance, but kind of cringe. C tier. Going into the coffin to teleport to another area. What an amazing concept. I guess it's better than the lift, I guess, so probably a C tier. The cutscenes where you have to get out of the coffin. D tier. Why is there 2 cutscenes for a coffin? I have no idea. The cutscene to where it actually use the inverted statue to flip the tower. It's a cool concept. The cutscene was kind of average. C tier. Marrying Rani. Very mid. Very mid. Another slow motion, whispering voice cutscene. Nothing really happens. You don't get to have sex. D tier. Trash. Next. Okay, this is the coffin that just goes up the waterfall, which I guess is, like, cooler than falling down a waterfall, because scaling up a waterfall with magic is cool. I don't know why the coffin has special powers that can do that. I don't know what the lore reason is behind that. Why can't we do that by ourselves without the coffin? I have no idea. C tier. Getting out of the coffin after it goes up to the top. D tier. The lift. We require 2 cutscenes to activate a lift. I don't know why it just doesn't, like, work. I don't know. Who cares? And, like, this is the Grand Lift of Dectus as well. This is the first one to go to the Altus Plateau. This cutscene takes so long for some reason. Like, the loading screen in between these two, they're incredibly long. Terrible. D tier. Patches kicking you off the ledge. Literally never gets old. Every single game has it. It's a classic. S tier. Amazing. Okay, Rykard's cutscene. This one's kind of disgusting. But I guess that's like the point I get, yeah. One thing I despise is his voice. I hate it voice. I hate the voice. It just sounds like such a forced, like terrible, like I'm choking on something voice, and I just don't understand it. It's terrible. I wanted to listen to this thing on mute. His face looks dumb as well, but I guess that's part of the whole thing. A tier, I guess. Palpatine, yeah. The gods forever. It's like worse than Palpatine. If it was Palpatine, it would have been better. He has a big sword on his mouth because he's choking. True. I guess that's fair. Lore accurate. Okay, Morgoth's one. Morgoth's one used to be cool when it had like cool flames coming out of his sword, but now it doesn't have that anymore. He nerfed. The cutscene got nerfed. FromSoft literally nerfed the cutscene. That's crazy. C tier. That's wild. This is another lift cutscene. This one's actually better because it's quicker. You can actually like skip it a lot quicker. The lift of Dectus, you have to like wait a while. So I guess it's a C tier because of that. I don't know why there's a cutscene to like come out of the lift. That's pretty stupid. They just wasted their time on that shit. Getting burnt by the three fingers. Another just like weird cutscene that's always in slow motion. Fucking weird cutscene as well. Like what is even happening in this shit? I don't even understand. A tier. Moog. This shit doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I don't understand what the fuck is even happening in this cutscene. Like you see like Miquella's hand fall down, then blood comes out of his hand, and then Moog spawns out of the blood, and he's just like, this is my fucking entrance. Like, you're a fucking weirdo. Pedophile cutscene, don't care, D tier. Trash. Next. Fire Giant cutscene. I don't know what to feel about this one. This one's pretty fucking stupid. Like, he's just like a big dumb oaf, just like falls down, he breaks his legs. Like, fuck, my leg's broken, what'd I do? I don't know, cut it off and use it as a fucking... He's never used it as a weapon, does he? What's the point of even chopping it off? The crazy thing is, right, is after he cuts off his leg, you'd think you'd actually be more weak to that spot because like it's an open wound. But no. He takes less damage there, which is wild. Then he does like open up his eye in the belly, which kind of looks like the shotgun gun, which actually is kind of cool. B tier. Millennia's first entrance, that's kind of stupid. It's like lasts like an entire minute, and she does nothing but to stand up, slowly move. Once again, all these cutscenes are just always in slow motion for some reason. And very, like, somber, whispering dialogue. This one's kind of trash, D tier, not gonna lie. The second phase, though, is kind of tight. Because at least it's cinematic. You actually see some moving parts. Very amazing transformation as well. Pretty cool looking. Makes for a nice screenshot, which is pretty much what all of these cutscenes are. I probably put this one into the A tier. Burning the Erd Tree. Well, this is you yourself burning the Erd Tree. I don't get it. This is so dumb. You could have had like a cooler way to burn the Erd Tree. You could have had like a cool like fireball attack and like yeet it at the Erd Tree. But you're just doing this. Burn! It's like, what the fuck? Can we have that power? Can we use that against the boss? D tier. Next. Waking up in Farum Azula. I don't know why that is even a cutscene. But, okay. C tier. This is just Melina doing the exact same thing. Using Fire's Deadly Sin. It's a trash spell. C tier. The entrance to Plaza Deus Ex. This is just an unnecessarily long cutscene again. It's just like an entire minute, and it's like all moving in slow motion. Like the entrance to Plaza Deus Ex, once again, makes for a cool screenshot. But it's just long for no reason. C tier. The Malekith cutscene. Now this one, the second phase Malekith cutscene is actually clean because the transition for when he's like stripping off his like armor and actually fades into like the cool black Malekith set. That shit was clean. That shit was really cool. Didn't really do much. It was still like slow motion moving. But it was still a cool, clean animation. I'll give this one a high A tier. I like that one a lot. After Malekith dies, another like this terribly long cutscene that does nothing and shows you that the Erd Tree is burning. Whatever. C tier. Waking up in the Lendel Ash capital. Waking up cutscenes, I guess. C tier. Who cares? Okay, Godfrey's entrance. Now this one is actually really cool. Because you'll notice that when he's actually like holding Morgoth, and he's like dying and fading away, it actually like looks like the Grace and it's like pointing towards us. Do you know how when you light a Grace and it points it towards a certain direction, it's like, oh, you have to go this way? The Grace is actually like pointing towards us, like his next objective is killing us. It's actually a really nice touch. The cutscene is kind of boring still, but cool attention to detail. I give it an A tier. This one's really cool though. Once again, really nice look. Actually, no, there was actually a really cool animation to where like the lion did like this roar attack and it just like fucked up the whole arena. I give it a high A tier. Yeah, Godfrey's second phase is kind of cool. This one's an S tier. Just ripping off a lion's head that was like nerfing you the entire time and your whole body is covered in blood. That's some nice little action scene right there. It's an S tier for Elden Ring standards. Okay, now the Radagon entrance fight, this one was actually kind of clean. Once again, another cool little transition between the two different bodies. The animation and like the... I think that the graphics look like the best in this cutscene compared to all the other ones. Like the finger animations actually look kind of realistic as well. I think they put a lot of effort into this one. So this one's probably this one's another S tier. And you get to see like, you know, boobs and the thick ass as well. Kind of nice. Can't really go wrong with the Kuma cutscene. The Elden Beast cutscene, it was kind of boring once again. It just made for a cool screenshot. Nothing really happened that was too unique. But it looked very, like, you know, cinematic. I guess it was fine. A tier. Okay, now for the endings. Look, all the endings are just terrible. Like, I'm sorry, all the cutscene endings are just dog shit. They're just, all of them are awful. They just go for like a whole minute. They all move in slow motion. You don't really see anything. I guess like the Frenzied Flame ending has like the most that you see because you see like a whole oak tree getting burnt. But you don't actually see the whole oak tree getting exploded. You just see like the after effects of it. And then you see like Melina being like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Like, nothing really happens. You don't really get much closure about it. You just like see an oak tree just exploded. And it's like, okay. Like, it's a whole like grave situation. And you see like no after effects of it. And there's no animation there. It's just like a picture. So it's like, I don't even understand. Yeah, that's a C tier. Rani, I guess was a kind of clean transition to when like they summoned the whole moon thingy. I still don't know what the fuck's going on. At least it was like somewhat different than these fucking three things, which is literally just like a different shade of sitting on a chair. What the fuck? Like, this is an ending of this like epic game that you've made. One of the greatest games ever made. And the ending is literally just like slow motion panning, looking at a tree, panning towards you sitting on a fucking chair. Like, what the fuck? All of these can be in the D tier. Like, you spent so much time. You play like a 100-hour game, working so hard to get an ending. And it's just like, sit in a chair. That is your ending. Can they think of something different in the next game, please? For an ending? Please. Some animation, some like After Effects, some closure. Do something. Do something. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really like the cutscenes in this game. Don't really care for the cutscenes in this game, not gonna lie. Yeah. Hopefully they improve upon them in the next game. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, cutscenes aren't really their forte, they don't really focus on that. I would agree, they don't really focus on that, as you can tell. As you can tell. They're pretty subpar. Pretty subpar cutscenes.